Hello, guys. Hope you are all doing well. I welcome you all to the follow-up session on 30 days of Google Cloud. So let us begin now. So as we have discussed in the intro session of 30 days of Google Cloud, 30 days of Google Cloud program will provide you an opportunity to kickstart your career in cloud and get hands-on practice on Google Cloud. So So by enrolling in this program, you will be getting these amazing swags. The shirt, t-shirt by Google Cloud and laptop bag by Google Cloud, water bottle by Google Cloud, and these amazing goodies and stickers by uh, Cloud stickers by Google. So as we have previously said, the 30 days of Google Cloud consists of two tracks. Here, track one is called Cloud Engineering Track. In this, we are going to see these six skill batches. So there are these six skill batches. So in today's session, I'm going to kickstart this getting started, create and manage cloud services. As many of you have some doubts and queries regarding the Quest Labs and Challenge Labs. So today in this, our motto in this session is getting started and create the cloud resources. Okay. So so one more thing I want to mention one more thing, guys, that before starting the labs, make sure that you get the monthly subscription. So when you click on your profile, you'll be getting like a monthly subscription green color button. So make sure that it is present. So uh, we have also made a video on how to avail the 9 credits and how to get the monthly subscription. So please join the Slack community. So, we have posted that video in that. And if you have any doubts or any queries, or if you get stuck anywhere, so please notify us on the Slack channel or WhatsApp us. So let's get started then. The first Quest Lab in the Getting Started, Create and Manage Cloud Resources is a tour of Google Cloud hands-on labs. So in that, it is basically it basically gives you an overview of what Google Cloud is. So here we can see that Google Cloud is a suite of cloud services hosted on Google's infrastructure. So uh, now going down, I request you all to I request you all to go through this go through the description and okay, then let's just start it. So after starting the lab, you will be on the left pane of the page. You'll be getting this open Google console, your username. This is the temporary username or the temporary Google account you'll be getting by starting the lab. This is the password, and this is the GCP project ID. So let's just start by answering the questions. Uh, this builds a temporary environment in Google Cloud. So uh, every answer to this question mentioned here are there in this documentary section. So here when we see it, start lab button, clicking this button creates a temporary Google Cloud environment with all the necessary services and credential enabled. So you get hands-on practice with the labs material. This also starts a countdown timer. So as you can see, this is the countdown timer. And so you need not mystify this and make this concept. complex. So it is very easy. You just need to read this documentation, understand it, and answer the questions asked over here. It is as simple as that. So the answer to this question is Start Lab. So after submitting your answers, you will be able to see a green tick over here, which means that it is a correct response. So the next question, when the timer reaches 000, you will lose access to your temporary Google Cloud environment. It's true. So for the next question, some labs have tracking which scores your completion of hands-on lab activities. It is also true. So everything is is mentioned about it. So start lab, credit, time, score. Every question is discussed above here. So you just need to go through the description and understand it and answer those questions. I hope you are getting it right. In order to receive completion credit for a lab that has tracking, you must complete the required hands-on lab activities. It is true. So moving on to the accessing the cloud console. This mainly discusses about what you can do with the cloud console in the GCP. So uh, I'm leaving the description to you guys. You need to go through it. You need to understand what it says, because I want to make this session crisp and detailed so that you can complete the labs. So here we need to answer these questions. What field is not found in the left pane? So this is the left pane. As you can see here, there is nlab, open Google console, username, password, GCP project ID. So what field is not found in it? System admin field is not found. The username in the left panel, which resembles blah 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 at the rate quicklabs.net, is cloud IAM identity. So is basically asking that whether this username which is provided on the left pane is cloud IAM or not. So for most of you guys who don't know the cloud what IAM means, IAM is stands for identity and access management, that lets the administrators authorize who can take action on specific resources, giving you full control and visibility to manage Google Cloud resources centrally. Okay, so the answer to this is true. Uh, Moving on, here you will be here. There's a description on project section in the Cloud Console, and in the project info, you will be having project name, project ID, and project number. So please go through these description, guys. So I'm just answering these questions for you. An organizing entity for anything you build with Google Cloud. It is the Google Cloud project. QuickLab resources is shared with all QuickLab users, which means that you cannot delete or modify it. Yeah, guys, it's true. These you can find these QuickLab resources in the navigation bar or the top top right corner. So these QuickLab resources are shared to everyone. You can just you can just pick it up and use it as per your requirement, but you cannot change the functionality. You can use that as per your requirement, but you cannot change its functionality of what it can do or what it can't do. So that question basically is asking about that. Okay, Quick Labs Resources is a project where you run all your lab steps. This is false, guys. So let me go here. So the correct answer to that is the Google Cloud project. The Cloud project is where you run all your lab steps. Okay, So here we are going through the navigation menu and services. On the left side of the GCP, you will be able to find this navigation bar where there are many services and resources which are provided by the Google Cloud platform. So you can there is like many like storage tools and big data, and you can create even a virtual machine. You can can it also has the app engine, and it has everything whatnot what a cloud needs. It has everything. So we are going to move on, and okay, let's answer these. Offers quick access to the platform service and also outlines its offerings. It is the navigation menu. As we have discussed before, that navigation menu gives you the quick access to the platform service. Okay. Primitive roles set project level permissions, and unless otherwise specified, control access and management to all Google Cloud services. Yeah, this is true. Primitive roles primitive roles are set by the administrator. You can, the administrator can set the other user as a editor, viewer, or a owner. Owner means nothing but a co-administrator. So provides all viewer permissions plus permissions for actions that modify state, such as existing resources, such as changing existing resources. So editor can view the project and also can perform some actions on it. So the correct answer to this is editor. Okay. So now APIs and services. So now what is an API? API is an acronym for Application Programming Interface that software uses to access data, server software, or other applications. The best example is that Uber is using the Google Maps API. Okay. Mm, you, I mean, okay. We'll just get this part. And I suggest you all to go through this description. Please don't leave that. Okay. Okay. Let's answer this question. When you start a lab, you need to enable APIs in your project to start working with Google Cloud. It's false, guys, because whenever you need an API or whenever you need the, I mean, whenever you need the programming interface that uses to access that is used to access data, then you will be using this API. Otherwise, you will not be using it. So we have reached the end of the lab. So now, after clicking the end lab, make sure that you have completed every task and every step the mentioned over here. Because once you submitted everything, the previous data is lost, and it is, it becomes as a new one. So give your rating over here and additional feedback, and you can just submit it. So just now I've completed this lab. Hope everyone understood how to answer these questions while reading the document. Okay. So now let's kickstart into creating a virtual machine. This will be our first quest lab in which we are going to create or perform any task. Okay. So now, what is a virtual machine? I'm going to give you a little, just overview of what is a virtual machine. So, virtual machine is a compute resource that uses software instead of physical computer to run programs and deploy apps. Okay. So, what I mean by that is you can run Ubuntu distros. You can run Ubuntu Linux distributions like Ubuntu, Debian, open source Red Hat on your pre-install, like a laptop which is pre-installed with Windows. So virtual machine is a kind of a thing which uses software instead of physical computer to run the programs and deploy apps. So in this, one or more virtual guest machines run on a single physical host machine. Okay. Okay, then let's just start the lab. After clicking Start Lab button, use your subscription. So now let's open Google Console. Okay, next, copy your password and paste it over here. Accept the terms and privacy policies by Google. And also agree to the terms and conditions of Google Cloud Platform. Now you are ready to rock and roll on this Google Cloud Platform. So let us see what is the first task he is asking us to do. So he's asking us to activate the Cloud Shell. So you can see this tiny square over here, right, with the greater than symbol. This is the activate Cloud Shell. I mean, to activate Cloud Shell, you have to click it over here. Continue. Okay. Now the console is, I mean, the Cloud Shell terminal is open. Guys, do remember this. This is an important note. Whenever you start your Cloud Shell, you need to run these two commands: Google Cloud Auth List and gcloud config list project. So to activate the account name, you need this command. So what it basically does is it activates the username, it activates the user account, and this command activates the project ID. So whenever you're using the console, make sure that you first run these two commands. After that, you perform any task you want. Okay, so butify these two commands, guys. These two are very important for any lab which requires the cloud console. After pasting it, I need to authorize it. After authorizing, I'll copy this one as well and paste it over here. So my user account and project ID have been activated now. So after this, okay. So what are these regions and zones? So uh, as you can see here, there are five regions over here, which are Western US, Central US, Eastern US, and Eastern Asia and Western Europe. These five are all the regions, and and in these regions we have US West 1A. So basically, US West 1 is a region, and here we have this suffix, right, dash A. This dash A is a zone. I hope you got what regions and zones are. So here is our first task. that is to create a new instance from the Cloud Console. So he has given us the instructions and we need to perform those. Okay, then let's just start. What is he telling us to perform now? Okay, in the Cloud Console, on the navigation menu, click Compute Engine, then VM instances. Okay, now this is the navigation bar, guys, and in the Compute Engine, VM instances. Okay, now is asking us to create a new instance with the name GCE Lab. Now I'm just going to copy this, and here first I need to click on create instance. Now I'm just going to paste it over here. Then what is he asking us next? He's asking us to mention the region as US Central 1. It is by default set as US Central 1, so no problem. And zone as US Central 1F. Okay. It is also defaultly set as US Central 1F, so no problem. And now the series to be N1, machine type to be 2B CPU, and boot disk to be new 10 GB, Debian GPU or Linux 10 Buster. Okay. Now is asking us N1 series, and in that is asking us to put the standard 2. Okay. By default, the boot disk is right, so no need to change that. And anything else? Yeah. And he's asking us to allow the HTTP traffic. Okay. So I'm going to allow the HTTP traffic. So, okay. So what is a firewall? A firewall is a network security device or a layer. It is simply a layer that monitors incoming and outgoing network traffic and decides whether to allow or block the specific traffic based on the defined set of security issues. So what this does is it controls the incoming and outgoing requests and network traffic, so that there is no issue like the server being like overloaded or something like that. So now we have okay, now we have set all the requirements and specifications. Now I'm creating the VM instance. It's gonna take half a minute to a minute, guys. Yeah, as you can see, this instance is running. In the status bar, it is showing this instance is running, that which means that it is successfully been created. And is asking us to use the SSH to connect to the virtual machine in the row for your machine. Click SSH. Okay. So here you need to scroll to the right, and you will see here SSH and internal IP. So create on like click on the SSH bar and it will open a new window, and you need to click on connect. So what is this SSH? It stands for Secure Sockets Shell. It is a network protocol that gives the users, particularly the administrators, the system administrators, a secure way to access a computer over an unsecured network, and it also basically provides a password or a public key based on authentication, and encrypts the connections between two network endpoints. Okay, so it is mainly used by the administrators when there is a unsecure network, or whenever they are unsure that it is whether it is a secure network or not. Okay, so what is he asking us to do in this? Okay, so here comes the task two, that is to install an Nginx web server. So what is Nginx? It's a web server. Basically, it is a web server, and that also acts as an email proxy, reverse proxy, and load balancer. So you're going to see what load balancer is in the upcoming session or the upcoming lab. Okay, and I just need to, in this is first is asking in the SSH terminal to get root access, run the following command. So what is root access? So root is a user account for administrative purposes. So here when we create a root, the create a root user, that itself means the administrator user. Okay, I have copied it and I have pasted over here. Now I'm going to run it. Okay. So the root has been created, means the administrator has been created. Now after the root user has been created, you need to update your OS. Copy it and simply paste it. Just updating the OS over here. So it is done. Now you need to install the Nginx. So for the command for installing Nginx is apt get install Nginx -y. So now I think it has been installed. So for confirmation and evaluation, you need to run this command, whether the Nginx is running or not. Okay. So what was the expected output? Yeah, it is running. So if it is running, you will be able to see the external IP which is present over here. So see, I've got the external IP which was not present before. So after creating this, I need to now I have to check my progress whether I have done correctly or not. So okay, 1 second, guys. In this, I have updated, right? Okay. I have updated it. Let me minimize this and keep it side by side. So in this, uh, Now we have successfully installed and updated the root user. Now I have to install it, right? So in this, I need to install it.
Hello, am I audible, Anish?
Yeah, you're audible, Harsha.
Once check that if you configure the virtual machine correctly, like
No, no, no. See, instead of giving the commands in SSH shell, I was giving the commands in the terminal. So it was not running. Okay.
uh, one scroll to the top.
Uh, where?
Uh, no, no, the same tab.
Okay. Uh, do you want me to scroll up further up?
Yeah, yeah. Like the creating the virtual machine tab.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
this has
The
been
top.
created.
No, no,
Like,
no. Top of the page.
hmm?
One scroll to the top.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, like we need to configure this virtual machine like using the N1 series and the 2V CPU machine.
Yeah, I've
Uh,
done it right.
okay, cool, cool.
Hmm. I've I have given the series and machine type also, and
Awesome.
the boot disk was defaultly set to
Yeah,
this.
let's try the below commands like running
Okay,
again. Yeah,
okay, okay. No problem. You can ask
cool, cool.
if you
Yeah,
have
yeah,
any doubt. You can ask in between.
yeah. Thanks.
So, so now where were we? So okay, we have checked whether this is running or not. So you can see that when I check my progress, it is successfully running. This green tick is the indication that you are successfully completed this task. So moving on for the task 3, create a new instance with gcloud. So we are going to once check this, guys. If they are mentioning to give this to run this command in the gcloud, or whether they are asking us to run the command in the like SSH shell, so pay attention to that. Okay, copy it, and now I'm going to paste it over here. And, so here the name is GCP Lab 2. The name which we have given is, see over here, like we have given this. Now we have given here the like, see this command. This is gcloud compute instances create. So what gcloud compute does is, whenever we need to perform an operation on this, something like mentioned here we are performing a operation on instances. So like prefix to that, there is gcloud compute, and in instances we are creating an instance name GCE lab 2 with the machine type N1 standard 2, and zone of US Central 1F. Okay, here the state it is written the status as successfully running. So this is done. Now I'll check my progress. So this the assessment is has been completed successfully, and furthermore, and guys, please go through this documentation section. It has it has further commands by which you can explore over here, which are not part of a task. So, as our final question, to test our knowledge, through which of the following ways can you create a VM instance in Compute Engine? So, you can create it by Google Cloud Console and also command line tool. We can do it by both. Okay. Now I have successfully completed the lab. You can check your progress here. If you get here 100 by 100, it means you have completed that lab. So after completing the lab, just end your lab and please make sure
Danish.
that
Hello, sorry to interrupt. So just to sum up this, so basically we created a virtual machine with the specific configuration which was mentioned there, and also we used some boot space which is mentioned, and also we deployed it in a specific servers which are located in the regions. We used US Central. So basically our virtual machine is deployed in that servers, like in the specific region that is mentioned.
thank you, Harsha, for adding the additional information.
Yeah.
So moving on to the next lab, we'll be kickstarting this, getting started with Cloud Shell and G Cloud. Use the subscription and make sure that you have closed the previous uh, Google Cloud Platform tabs. Now leave. Okay. So please do give a thorough read, guys. Here we are going to start from here. In this lab, they are asking the first task they are asking us to do is to activate the Cloud Shell. So as I mentioned before, the Cloud Shell is present on the uh, rightmost corner on the tab bar. So you can see this, right? This on the taskbar there is a square with a greater than symbol. That is the Cloud Shell. Okay. Now I'm going to open the Google Cloud Platform. And also, guys, check the whether the username is similar here, like it is same as here. Sometimes when you if you do not correctly close the previous session's Google Cloud Platform, it defaultly stays as that. Okay, so make sure that the username is as same as this. As for the password, copy it and pasting it. Next. Accept the terms and privacy policies. Also, the terms and services. So, as I mentioned before, these two commands are a must, and you need to butify that because whenever you start the uh, Cloud Shell, you need to run those two commands. Okay, continue. G Cloud auth list. You need to authorize it. And the other command is G Cloud config list project. Done. Now your Cloud Shell is your username account and the project ID is active. The first task they are asking us is to configure your environment. So before I have discussed the regions and zones, right? So there are five regions, and that in that we have these zones. So this US West one, US Central one, US East one, these are all these regions, and the prefix added to it is a zone. Okay, so to see what your default region and zone settings are, run the following command. Okay, copied it, pasted it. Okay, after that, it is asking us to navigate into the dashboard under the project. Okay, dashboard project. So here you can see the current project name, project ID, and project number. So whenever this is one way of checking your project name, project ID, and project number. The other one is the project ID is visible over here, and project name and project number are over here. Okay, so in that, so is asking us to run the following gcloud command, replacing your project ID with the project ID you have copied. Okay, I just need to copy this and paste it over there, and I need, instead of this, I need to replace it with the project ID, the current project ID. Okay, so current project ID is this. I've copied it and I've pasted over here. Okay. After that, I need to I need to set my environment variables. So to create an environment variable, uh, we need to like export. We need to run this command, okay, and replace this with your project ID. I copied it. Paste over here. Done. And so here we need to say that it is US Central 1 A. Yeah, the zone is US Central 1A. Yeah. Okay. After that, I need to verify that the variables were properly set, the environment variables were properly set. Yeah. So this command is to verify that whether the given project ID and zone were correct or not. After that, we need to create a virtual machine with the gcloud tool. So in the previous lab, we have seen that we can create a virtual machine by using the navigation bar and as well as the cloud shell. So here we need we are creating an instance with the name GC Lab 2 with the machine type of N1 standard 2 and zone of this. Okay. Might take some time. Killed it, and I'm going to check once again. Okay, now I need to check my progress. Yeah, now it is complete. Here it is showing that it is already exists because I have completed this before. That's why this is showing that it already exists. For the ones who are doing this the first time, it will come as it will show no warning or no error over here. Okay, so you can mark or check your progress here. So 100 by 100 means that you have completed the lab. Then you can end the lab, submit it, give your rating, submit. So this is simply in the Quest Labs. You just need to you just need to go through the documentation section, understand what that means and what that command is for, and just simply copy and paste it over there. It is as simple as that. Okay, fear not, guys. And I also want to mention that whatever you are learning in these Quest batches, like in these Quest labs, you'll be performing that only in the challenge lab. In the challenge lab, they'll be asking about what you have learned in this skill batch only, but they'll not be spoon feeding you. They'll just give you a problem statement or what you need to do, and you need to do that. So my suggestion is that whenever you are starting the challenge lab, keep these keep these labs in a separate tab. And whenever it is asking to perform that create a virtual machine, you can go to the create a virtual machine lab, and you can access those commands and you can do it. Like, you can complete the challenge lab. Okay, guys. uh, any doubts, guys? Like, I'm stopping my presentation. If you have any doubts,
Anish,
yeah.
so basically we completed the three labs for you guys. The same way you need to complete the other skill labs so that you can complete the track one and get those swags. And actually we have the 30 days of cloud website, right, Anish? Can you go to the tab? So many of the students are confused like which lab to start first. So basically in the 30 days of cloud website, so they gave the whole syllabus, so you can get the info here. Hello,
Hello. Yeah, you're audible,
can you
Harsha.
open the 30 days of cloud homepage?
Okay. Yeah.
So the bottom, like the syllabus portion.
Okay.
So basically, so we have six skill badges. So today we get started with the creating and manage the cloud resources. So you can get overall info regarding the syllabus. So there won't be any confusion like which lab to start. So Anish, please share this website link in the chat section, And also we have a Slack channel, so where we will be addressing your issues and all your queries. So please do join the Slack channel. So, and also if you have any doubts regarding those keywords like the Cloud Shell, you can Google it or you can see the documentation. Let us know if you have any doubts in the chat section. So this is the Slack link. So can you please sure, we will share the recording on the Slack. So basically on Slack we will be sharing all the resources, and if you have any queries, so you can drop down there. Take your own time and try to explore this and complete the track one, at least track one. If you complete the track two, well and good. Track both the tracks. Any doubts or any opinions?
Yeah, they are
Just yeah,
shareable.
yeah.
You can share them on Twitter or LinkedIn. I'm going to one second. I'm going to show you how you can share them.
So these skill badges will be helpful. Like you can
So
mention on your resume that you worked on GCP platform. So you will be having this cloud experience. So you can apply for DevOps and DevOps roles and also site reliability roles. So even Amazon and Cognizant rigorously take these people with cloud skills. So this will be helpful, guys.
you
A
can
little
also
bit
apply for
effort is
cloud
required.
associate roles. So here, in my profile over here, there are batches section, and in those batches, I have completed these two skill batches as of now. So I can share like this. You can click the share button and you can share it on LinkedIn and Twitter, whatever you want.
Any doubts? Feel free, guys. Don't be shy. So we will be there for 10 minutes. So let us know if you have any doubts. Like, and also we will be conducting further sessions. So try to perform these labs in these holidays, because of if the college starts offline, you won't be getting more time. We will also be conducting an offline session if college permits. We will be conducting in a lab or an auditorium. So that you can complete these by 27th of October. There will be further sessions on interview preparation and also resume building and all that stuff. So we are trying to consistently plan these events so that you guys can get the maximum benefit. Let us know in the chat if you have any doubts. We'll be there for 10 more minutes. Do join the Slack channel. And this is the end of the session. So if you don't have any doubts, you guys can leave. Thank you for attending. If anyone want to speak up, we will be giving the host access. Like you can directly ask, turn on your voice. Let us know in the chat, like if you want to speak up something. No doubts. 15 people, 15 attendees are in the session. If you have any doubts, you can stay or you. Oh my, Anish, hello? Did you take those screenshots?
No, I was performing the lab, right? So I
Oh,
thought,
don't worry,
oh,
we
okay,
have recording.
yeah.
Like I took, can you please share your screen?
Oh, 1 second.
We will take a screenshot.
Okay. I think
Anyways,
I,
we will be getting the recording, so no issues.
yeah.
But once share your screen, we
Okay,
will
one
take a
second.
screenshot.
I have closed the tab. So I'll just 1 second, I'll open it.
No issue. Thank you, Sai Kumar. Guys, feel free, guys. Don't be shy. Like even we are students. If you want to speak up something, like mention in the chat, we will be giving the host access. You can speak with us. Like this is an opportunity to grow your soft skills too.
Yeah, sure. I've presented it.
Okay. Open
Start the,
the
I'll start the
like.
lab. Not yeah. Now you can take a screenshot.
Yeah, I think this will be enough. So let's wrap up the event. Okay.
Okay.
Good night, everyone. Stay tuned for more updates. And also, please complete the lab to get those swags. You will be honored by our faculty too if you complete this, and also you will be getting those certification.